enchufe ahí. Y un poquito luego para allá, son como los otros periodistas. Tú estás pendiente aquí de tu gente, ¿no? Ya estamos ahí. Ya está aquí. Junto con el bulo.
Por aquí.
Vale, chicos.
Diligent, hard-working, talented, and from my point of view, I'm delighted that he's here to.
Buenas tardes. First of all, on behalf of Valencia Club de Football, I'd like to welcome many friends from the media from all over the place, from Spain, France, Germany, Asia, Middle East. Welcome to Mestalla Stadium. Thank you for joining us this afternoon to announce the appointment of our new head coach, Mr. Gary Neville. This appointment is not about nationality, it's not about his friendship with Peter, it is about Gary's qualities that makes him our choice to lead Valencia at this critical time.
Históricamente este club también siempre ha jugado con extremos. ¿Consideras que puedes continuar con este estilo de juego tradicional de Valencia? Y eso sí, ¿hay jugadores suficientes en el plantel para hacer este juego?
I wasn't expecting that as the first question. It's important for me, I understand my responsibility in this next few weeks is to appraise the players as quickly as possible and to pick the best system, style of play that suits us winning matches straight away. We haven't got a pre-season or a run of friendlies. We've got huge games coming up, and I think the important thing is at this moment in time for us to win matches and to pick select the right team, irrespective of style.
One's kind of light-hearted, if you like. The actual pronunciation of your name, was there a lot of Nevilles around the moment? Is it Neville? Is it Neville?
Neville.
Okay, so that one's out of the way. And secondly, slightly more seriously.
I think the only way to approach any football job is to think of it as a permanent job, even though we know it's only 6 months. I think that the way in which it's the only way I can think. Every decision that I make over this next 6 months will not be a short-term decision. I can't work that way. I don't believe in working that way. And I think to add to that, my family will move over here permanently. I always wanted, when I was at the football club that I played at, when foreign players come over, to show commitment not just to the city but to everything and to immerse themselves in the culture, and I think it's absolutely vitally important that I show that level of commitment, even though it is at this moment in time a 6-month position.
Scuppered me. Why here, why now, and how's your Spanish?
¿Por qué aquí, por qué ahora, y qué tal el español?
He said one question.
I know we did that. A few words though.
Ha dicho una sola pregunta, ¿qué pasa?
Why here, why now? I think I've been offered jobs in football over this last 4 or 5 years. I think the timing has never felt right. I wanted to give myself some time to learn about different things coming out of football. But when I received the call on Sunday evening, I thought, what a football club, what an opportunity, what a challenge. I think that if, from my point of view, sitting on television in this last few years, talking about coaches, the time has now come for me to stand up. I think that this is a wonderful football club. I'm precious about what I take on and I'm precious about what I associate with. But if I'd have turned down this job, I think I could have said goodbye to credibility in football, because this is an unbelievable football club with a huge history, and I'm proud to be here.
Gary, you've played with Phil, you've bought a football club with Phil, but how do you envisage that professional relationship working, and was there any apprehension at all about forming this professional relationship with someone you're so close to?
I don't see any problems. If Phil wasn't here, I would want him here. He's diligent, hard-working, talented.
¿Qué diría Gary Neville si un club inglés nombraría a un técnico español que viene a entrenar sin casi una palabra de inglés? ¿Qué comentaría en esta situación, Gary?
I would question it as a neutral observer. I would be sceptical and want to be proven otherwise. And I have to say that from my point of view, I understand over here I've got to prove to the Valencia fans, most importantly to the players, that I'm capable to do this job.
Valencia, quería saber qué estilo de fútbol podemos esperar de vuestros equipos y estará basado un poco en el estilo del Manchester de Sir Alex Ferguson.
I'm not going to insult Valencia Football Club by telling them that I'm coming over here and playing football like Manchester United. I've got to play football in the traditions of Valencia Football Club, and obviously my experiences with Sir Alex are invaluable, but I think that I'm very conscious that when you talk about style of football, I think it would be very different if you were managing against Barcelona on Saturday versus Lyon on Wednesday. Each game has a different approach, but every coach wants to play offensive, attractive, attacking football and entertain people. That's got to be the objective of every coach. But we also have to find a way to win, and that'll be the big. No, it's a challenge that I have, like every other coach has in Europe and in the world.
Sí, hola, buenas tardes. Conrado Valle del diario AS. Bueno, enhorabuena, suerte y bienvenido. ¿Cómo va a compaginar su trabajo en el Valencia con el de la selección inglesa?
In terms of the FA and the England football team, when I spoke to Roy, he was incredibly supportive and positive and enthusiastic for me, and I was inspired by the conversation that I had with him, and he understood completely the opportunity for myself. We've got obviously the 2 games in March, which are in an international break where Valencia don't play, and most of that week, 10 players tend to be off 3 or 4 days. So from my point of view, I wanted to continue to complete my job, and from my point of view, everyone's completely understanding that Valencia will be my priority for 95-99% of the time over this next 5 months, other than the fact that obviously we've got the friendly games in March. But it doesn't stop me from having phone conversations with Roy and with the other members of the coaching staff, with Ray.
Sí, Mr. Neville, Rafa Villalejo de la COPE, bienvenido y buena suerte. El día que presentaron a Nuno Espíritu Santo, hubo que preguntarle por su amistad con Peter Lim y también por su poca experiencia en los banquillos. Y usted cumple los 2 requisitos. Es amigo de Peter Lim y también tiene poca experiencia en los banquillos. Ha dicho que uno de sus principales retos es el idioma. Otro reto, otro partido que jugar, más allá del futbolístico, es intentar que la gente no crea que viene otro amigo de Lim al banquillo del Valencia.
Ok, perdona, repite la tercera, perdón. Que
sí, su reto es...
Is that your challenge? You mentioned that your biggest challenge was getting over the language barrier and learning the language. Would you agree that these 2 are quite important challenges as well in relation to those 2 questions that were asked in the previous one?
The relationship with Peter Lim is not a challenge. There's no challenge there. What was the second one? Experience. Inexperience. I think we've all seen inexperienced coaches succeed, and I think we've all seen experienced coaches fail. There's no magic formula or correct formula for appointing a coach in football. I accept I've got to prove myself. I accept I've got to turn the doubters who may say this is a risky appointment.
Mister, aquí. Javi Lázaro de Radio Marca. En las condiciones en las que coge el club, tal y como está la plantilla, donde está en Liga de Campeones, en Liga, no sé qué le ha pedido el club como objetivo o qué objetivo cree usted que se tiene que marcar de Valencia este año. ¿Dónde tiene que estar el límite a final de temporada, la exigencia mínima para este Valencia?
I only ever know really one way. I've only ever known one way in football, and that is to expect to win every single match. We know that that's not always the case, but that is the absolute minimum expectation that everybody should have at a club the size of Valencia. It's what the fans expect, it's what the players expect, it's what I expect, and where that takes us hopefully will be to a position that everyone can be proud of.
Have you got any message for the Valencia fans you'd like to give them?
Only that I understand that the fan of the football club is the most important person at any football club, that the rest of us are here to guard and to serve and to deliver for them the success that they believe. I was told, or I know, that the Valencia fans are known as being demanding fans. Well, they should be demanding. You know, they're a fantastic football club, and it's for the rest of us on this side of the fence, the coaching side, the playing side, to meet their demands. I think that also, when I played here in the late 90s and early 2000s, this was a horrible place to play football for an opposing team. And I've seen how intimidating this stadium can be. I've experienced it myself, and I think that is the ultimate to get the fans excited and get them wanting to come back and be as ferocious as they were against us all those years ago when it was hard to score, it was hard to get a shot on goal, let alone score a goal.
¿Ha hablado ya con Peter Lim y con Lei Jun la posibilidad de reforzar la plantilla a partir del próximo día 1 de enero? Gracias.
No, I haven't. I always think the idea of a coach or a player talking about anybody else other than the players at this club is something that, you know, would disgust me. I want to work with the current players, the ones that are in the dressing room, and I have full faith and belief in them. And before I even think about anything like that, you know, those players deserve the opportunity to play for Valencia Football Club. They're wearing the badge and the shirt, and we'll do it with pride, I'm sure. So from my point of view, no, it's not even a consideration. I'll work with the players that we have. No. And we have a lot of young players in the squad, and they need time to mature, and faith and trust and belief.
Dos últimas. Buenas tardes. Fernando Álvarez de Marca. Desde el punto de vista técnico, deportivo, en los partidos que haya podido ver por televisión o por vídeo del Valencia, ¿qué cosas positivas le ha transmitido el equipo y qué virtudes tiene esta plantilla que va a tener ahora y qué cosas cree que hay que mejorar?
I think obviously watching a lot of games this season, watching a lot of games always in the Liga. We have 4 or 5 games a week on the television back home in England. I think looking at it in the last few weeks, it's a confidence and belief that seems to just you know, faltered slightly in terms of, and that happens when you have results that maybe aren't going as well, and obviously the pressure is on. So I think the first thing to work on is the confidence and the belief. In terms of what am I excited by? I'm excited by working with all of the players. I see qualities in all of them as individuals. They wouldn't be here otherwise. So from my point of view, they all start with a clean slate. Everybody has equal opportunity.
Come on, Gary. Dejamos pasar, por favor, dejamos pasar. Señores, nos abrimos un poco. Cuidado, cuidado, señores. Nos abrimos un poquito. Hostia, no mentira. Me levanto.
Enséñamelo, por favor.
Sí, espera.
¿Así?
Welcome.
Welcome here. Valencia, España.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Y la presidenta.
La presidenta está aquí.
Va la
Espera.
La mano.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Vale, vamos.
Lleva la presidenta y el chaval.
No me creo igual que mucho para el coche. Cuidado, chaval.
Okay.
Valencia, España.
Muy bien. Por favor. No me cruzado que le chafará el coche.
¿Dónde está la entrada?
Thank you. The last one. Thanks a lot.